Pretty unbelievable. Now, the bottom line is these dirties campaign tactics are beneath the dignity of the Oval Office. And, Mr. President, if you're really a man of your word, you will finally come out and denounce this ad. Joining me now with reaction, the former governor of the great state of Alaska, Fox News contributor Sarah Palin. Governor, welcome back.
Thank you so much, Sean.
All right, let's get your general impression. I mean, he's a tax cheat. I mean, it all started out with dirty air, water, and they don't care about kids with autism, Down syndrome, or grandma. Now Mitt Romney's a felon. Mitt Romney's a tax cheat. Mitt Romney hates women, hates dogs, and now I guess is a murderer.
Well, and it's only just begun. You know, we have the next few months where we're going to have to suffer through the constant lies of the Obama administration and the Obama campaign. What is shameful in all of this, Sean, is that a cornerstone of our democracy, of our republic that involves fair elections, is the atrophy of fairness in the media. The media doesn't, 90% of them aren't calling Obama out nor his campaign for the lies, including the lie in this latest ad that you just referenced.
You know, our own Peter Johnson Jr. was on Fox and Friends this morning, and he rightly pointed out here, you know, we have campaign election laws. There cannot be any collaboration of any kind here. Let me show, because the campaign went out there and they repeatedly said, we have nothing to do with this. We don't even know this guy's story. But if you look at the ad in May run by the Obama campaign, we'll run them side by side so people can see. I mean, there you have the same guy. This is back in May. You have Priorities USA on the left, Obama for America. And if you notice, he's even wearing the same shirt there. What do you think should happen? Should there be an investigation?
What I think should happen is some of these reporters who know the truth about this situation, because they were in the room, in the press conference or teleconference room, listening to this back in, I think you said it was back in May, and now they're watching this ad play out from the super PAC. They know what happened, and I don't know how they can sleep at night. They're the ones who are, they're basically prostituting themselves for a job, for interviews, for access to the Obama administration and the campaign, and they're letting this go on, though it is illegal. It violates the PAC laws. What I would like to see happen is for just one reporter in the mainstream media who knows the truth about this to stand up and do the worthy and ethical thing and let Americans know that there was collaboration, and also that this is a far-fetched, despicable ad that misrepresents Governor Romney's position. You know,
that would be a violation of law, Governor. And here's my question. If you remember after the Tucson shootings, you were in the middle of a controversy because targeted districts, which, by the way, was created by our own Bob Beckel way back in the day, and Democrats have used it for years. But then the president gives a big speech on civility, and we should speak in a way that they would be proud of. You've been called all sorts of names. You've been attacked. Your family's been attacked. Michelle Bachmann's been attacked. Bill Maher donated to this very campaign, and we all know what he said about you. What would you like to say to the president who lectures on civility, who is silent time after time about Maher, about Harry Reid, and about this ad itself?
I hope his daughters never have to go through what he allows, and even, I believe, helps perpetuate what other women go through. He, the president, as the leader of these attackers. And these attackers try to invalidate and discredit somebody's record and reputation and what they stand for by diminishing them via these horrible attacks. I hope that his family members don't have to go through that. You don't wish it on your worst enemy. But, you know, at this point, President Obama has proven himself to be one that's just all talk. He's no person that actually walks the walk. He talks the talk about civility and about fairness and ethics, and yet he is the leader of those unfair and disgusting attacks on people whom he just happens to politically disagree with. I think it's disgusting, and at this point, you know, with all due respect to the office of the presidency, when I hear Barack Obama speak at this point, especially when he lectures about ethics and civility, it's nauseating to me.
You know, I'd like to know, did he approve of this? What did he know about the ads? When did he know it? and why won't he condemn it? And those are the questions the media aren't asking. Let me just go back to this question of Stephanie Cutter, because yesterday she actually was on another cable network actually saying she didn't know anything about the details of Joe Sopcik's story. I'm going to play this for you, and then I'm going to go take you back on a trip down memory lane. Let's roll this.
We don't have anything to do with Priorities USA, that by law we're not allowed to coordinate with them, and by law we don't have anything to do with their ads. I don't know the facts of when Joe Sopcik's wife got sick or when she died, but as I said before, I do know the facts of what Mitt Romney did with GS Steel. I do know the facts of how Joe Sopcik lost his job, lost his health care.
And when the cancer took her away, all...
Great. Thank you, Joe. We really appreciate you and David sharing your experiences.
All right, so I guess the question we have here is, and she's the same person that suggested that Mitt Romney may be a felon, should President Civility fire her, Governor?
Sure, he should fire her. He should fire others around him who are full of deception, like Jay Carney, like Robert Gibbs, others who represent this agenda of deception. And it's not just these campaign deceptive ads. It's every day Barack Obama speaking to the American public, trying to convince people that we're on the right track, and yet the jobless numbers prove him wrong. The mortgages, 30% of them being underwater, those numbers prove him wrong. One thing after another when it comes to data and facts and numbers about our economy prove Barack Obama wrong, and yet he continues to try to deceive the public. So it shouldn't surprise us that he surrounds himself with others who would try to deceive, pull the wool over the collective American voters' eyes in his campaign. It's just kind of more of the same.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll have more of Governor Palin. And we continue now with Governor Sarah Palin, Fox News contributor. Governor, last time you were on the program, I asked you, who would you put on your short list if you were picking vice president? You mentioned Colonel Allen West, Congressman West from Florida. There is an ad out there attacking him. I want to air this. It shows him punching an old woman, punching a young woman, and even attacking a child. Watch this.
Allen West fancies himself a fighter. Maybe so. West has sucked it to seniors, voting to end Medicare as we know it. He's whacked women with his votes for huge cuts in women's health care funding. And he's mauled middle-class families by supporting a budget plan that would have cut taxes on the rich while eliminating our tax breaks for college tuition and mortgages. Allen West is a fighter, all right, but it's time for us to fight back and knock him out of Congress once and for all.
All right, so there it is, Allen West punching Granny, punching a woman, punching a family, children included. What is your reaction, and what should be the response to that?
The liberal left is absolutely terrified of Allen West and what he represents here. He, a war hero who honorably serves our country, continuing today in his official capacity as a representative, trying to get this country back on the right track, doing the right things. And the Democrats, they just don't know what to do with this man, so they ruthlessly attack him. And, they'll stop at nothing to try to get someone whom they disagree with to sit down and shut up by trying to humiliate them in lies like they're doing with Allen West. He just needs to keep it up, and the rest of America, we got his back.
All right, one of the things that we talked a lot about when I guess I first met you 4 years ago, Governor, and out on the campaign trail, and I had an opportunity to get to know you and interview you and travel a little bit with you when you were running for VP. We expect in any day, we're on complete 24-hour VP watch now for Governor Romney to announce his VP nominee. Whoever gets chosen, what advice would you give them?
I'd advise them to stay true to what their principles are and remember why it was that they were chosen in the first place. Hopefully it's because they are principled and ethical and have common sense conservative principles that they will stand on and that have been reflected in a record of achievement in their past, and not to let a campaign mold and meld them into something pliable, trying to make them into something that they are not. They need to stand strong and stand bold hold. But we need to remember, too, Sean, that the American public does not vote for the vice president. They vote for the top of the ticket, and whomever it is that Mitt Romney will choose certainly will be a helpmate, but will not be the be-all, end-all ticket winner or loser for his campaign.
All right, but Allen West's name is not really mentioned. We have no indication he's even been vetted.
It should be.
I know you're a fan, and you've been saying that in the last couple of interviews. The names we hear most often: Rubio, Ryan, Palin, Portman, McDonnell, and Petraeus. When you hear those names, what do you think?
I think, as I've been saying for 4 years now, this next go-around, anybody but Obama, and that helpmate to the GOP nominee will have my 100% full support, as will, obviously, our nominee coming out of the convention in Florida. We have got to replace Barack Obama and his failed socialist policies at the ballot box in November. America, for our solvency, for our sovereignty, we cannot afford 4 more years of what Barack Obama is doing to this country and fundamentally transforming us into something we're not going to recognize 4 years from now.
Yeah. All right, Governor, it's great to see you as always, and we really appreciate you being with us. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you so much.